Okay, so I have spent the better part of the last 2 days focused on this one, although I haven't really been doing anything directly with her because everything was taken care of until right now without her involvement. This is Francois, or Franny, and this is her new habitat. And I can keep the lid off right now because she is too short to get out of it. But I want to explain what I did because inquiring minds want to know. So this is a Sterilite or something, big pen, which is actually not too much bigger than the cage she was in. The difference is that this is one level, and that means I can fit the larger wheel in because she is too big for the wheel that was in her old cage. So this is the old cage, and there's just not enough vertical space for the larger wheel. Additionally, there was like no bedding in the top layer, and she was peeing up there, so there's like pee stains. So I consulted with Badger and YouTube and a few people, and I decided I would just do one layer, but I would make sure it was large enough that I could fit in this larger spinning disc. And so far, she seems to be all about it. The other one was so small that when she was running, in order to stay on it, she was kind of like twisting to one side or the other. And now her back looks very straight when she's running. She first had a little trouble getting the hang of it, but now she's like running on the outer edge, and I think she's looking great. Does make a little bit of noise. This is going to be potentially an issue because I think for the most part she's going to have to live in my room because this is too big for me to put in the high places of the house the cats can't get to. But I have put some security measures in place in case the cats do get access. They're on the catio right now, so they are probably really mad at me, but they're probably fine. It's actually pretty mild out. So to a house tour. This is her new little strawberry hidey hole. It's ceramic, which I liked because I'm not a big fan of plastic. She doesn't seem to be chewing on any plastic, but I thought let's just limit the exposure. This water bottle, which I drilled a hole for it to come through. I think it's a good height, and there's holes for the container. That's her ceramic food dish. I put a little bit of her old food, which is the stuff that looks like Fruit Loops. And I got her some boring food that is like more nutritionally balanced, and it's got like seeds and things that are like actual real food rather than like pellets. But there are some pellets in her new food, but they're like nutritious pellets. There's some Timothy hay over here, and I got a bag of it that's probably gonna last 20 years because she doesn't need very much. And I put her old tube in here and some of her old colorful bedding so that she wasn't like, oh my God. So at least smells a little bit like her. Okay, so it's about like, it's pretty tall. She's trying, she can't get out. But to add to the measure, here is the lid. So this is the lid, which I spent, okay, so I have a cordless drill and I charged it. But I did not find any of my drill bits because I have not used the cordless drill in like 4.5 years. So I did this lid, I cut it out with a box cutter last night. And yeah, I was worried that I was gonna mess it up too. It was questionable about whether or not I'd walk away with all my fingers, but I had work gloves on and I wasn't cutting towards myself. I was being really deliberate. And then, so when that was replaced, I tried using, because I didn't have any drill bits, I have some like Gorilla Glue or something like that I was trying to just glue this mesh down with. This is a garden like fencing, what do they call it? Like garden fabric or whatever. It's metal and it's got some coating on it. I was trying to find just metal, but this was cheapest, and I'm not worried that she's gonna chew on it because she literally can't reach it. And some coworkers let me borrow a multi-tool and a tin snip so that I could cut this, and it was actually very easy, and I did not cut myself. Then I went to the hardware store today and I got drill bits, and I spent the afternoon drilling holes around the perimeter of the remaining lid and I put in zip ties around the entire thing. I probably went overboard, but there's a potential that if the cats were to get close, Kingsley is a chonk and he's like 15 pounds. So I wanted to make sure that he couldn't, like, if he got on top of this, he couldn't get through it. I haven't tested the weight on it, but I am like confident this won't be an issue. So there's like, I don't know, 60 maybe or so of these zip ties around here. And then because I snipped them and I didn't want there to be loose ends that if a cat found they might chew on, and then I got Gorilla Tape and I taped over the ends of them so that it would be kind of a smoother surface and I wouldn't stab myself in the process. Then when the lid goes on, I compared a couple of different containers because I wanted to make sure I got one that had the ability to like really, really close, so that if someone without opposable thumbs got in the business of trying to get to this hamster, Kingsley, Nala does not care at all. Nala has, the hamsters had to be in the bathroom in a high cabinet due to trying to keep her in a warm space and things, and Nala's like, I don't care. Look, there's a little hamster face. Okay, so these are all shutting right now. It's probably a little loud for little ears. So there are 6 of these, and I am 0% concerned that a cat can get this open, because to do so, I guess like Kingsley might be able to get like one open if he was like smart. I don't think he can, but this is like all backup measures, but like more or less this shouldn't even be a question, because the cat shouldn't be able to get near her because she's going to be behind my bedroom door. Oh, did you not like the noise of the lid closing? Well, I don't think we have to reopen it again today, so you're probably fine. So a little bit about Franny. She hates me. I have touched her exactly once and she bit me. So to transfer her from the old house into this one, she had a little like plastic, oh my God, there's like tools and stuff all over my living room right now. She has a little plastic house that she was storing her junk food in, and so I finally got her, I was wearing gloves. You can see gloves on top of the old cage, and I kind of like gently got her like butt into the house and tilted it back so I could like carry it over, and she was like screaming at me, which don't want to repeat that. It was an unpleasant experience. So I got her in here and she like immediately was like, what's this? What's this? And this is her new home. I scooped some of her bedding in there a little bit after I put her in, and I think she's doing okay. So that is where we're at right now. I am going to look for some places for her to live in my bedroom that will not drive me crazy. I'm going to try to limit the light exposure during the day, and hoping that she turns a little more like nocturnal tendencies towards daytime when it's actually dark in my bedroom, because my curtains are so dark. And then I might have her in one of my bedroom closets. I might get an LED lamp and keep the closet door shut. And so overnight she might think it's day, and that's when she'll be sleeping. So I'm going to try to mess with her, because Mama needs her sleep. Anyway, that's Franny. I adopted her because somebody needed to get rid of her ASAP because their son needed a lizard. So there goes my tax refund. Okay, bye.